All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Hi guys, Gillian Leivers here, just checking in with you. You all know me, the man fighting the grave miscarriage of justice.
Don't flinch. We're pulling the curtain back on the injustice on the Greenfeeds case, where verdicts were handed down, but justice was not served. So buckle up. This isn't just a broadcast, it's a reckoning. This is a case of a grievous injustice, and we want to understand how things went so wrong. Listen in every Saturday between 12 and 2 p.m. and hear how the story unfolds. You'll be blown away by its content. Only on Dreamcatcher Radio.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
So, Ian, you were recently at the Reform presentation where they announced, Nigel Farage announced Robert Jenrick was joining. However, you managed to worm your way in, and you had some intentions of, I suppose I might as well just leave it to you to explain. What I'd like to know is why you did it. We've had lots of questions on the radio station, and I thought, well, let's hear it from the horse's mouth. So, do you want to talk about it?
Sure, yeah. Robert Jenrick knows me personally. We met during the Brexit campaign when he'd come to my home, and I invited him in, and we chatted for about, must have been half an hour or so, all regarding leaving the EU. And since then, whenever we saw each other, we'd always chat. When my wife saw him in the supermarket, she'd say hello to him. And so when this injustice occurred and we had been framed and Gillian's in jail, when I came out, I wrote Robert a lovely letter in the spring. It was January 2023, kindly asking him to meet with me to go over the CCTV footage that confirmed that this was another crime. You know, it confirms that they're all the wrong people down there at the murder scene. And I explained this in this letter. It was a lovely letter, and he refused to meet with me, claiming parliamentary rules wouldn't allow this. I then asked members of the public and family and friends to write to him, and many did, probably going into the hundreds, I don't know. Many people wrote to him, and same reply from him or no reply. And then other people were sending him messages, not myself, on social media also. And one night, I don't know if it was a fake Robert Jenrick account was made, but there was some information in there that could only have been known by his office staff. And it put up the article, I believe, from the Nottingham Evening Post, that what we was on sentencing day, and it was really bad. And Al took that as an attack. So I emailed him and said, Robert, the account was Rob Jen or something like that. It was fake. But the information in there had to have come from knowledge from him, either him or his staff. And he came back to me and he attacked me. I've got the email. He said, Ian, you've been found guilty of a grave crime. Well, we know that. That's why I wanted to talk to him about a miscarriage of justice. And he just said that, that's what he said. And, I hope you can clear your name, basically. And that was that. I've sent him the CCTV report that confirms it was another crime. I've sent him by the way, put together by 3 solicitors. I sent him the perjury report confirming that 6 individuals lied under oath in a Crown Court trial, again put together by 3 solicitors, and he's ignored all of this. Last autumn, Gillian wrote to him a very heartfelt letter, a lovely letter, and his reply to her was abysmal. He said this: he's no longer a local MP, so he's just demonstrated there that he's a hypocrite, because he said previously he can't get involved because of parliamentary rules. And he referred her to the MP, the Labour MP for Stafford, Lee Ingham. Now, we've never been Labour voters. We traditional Conservatives. We go back generations. And so I was very upset that he'd done this. And so I wanted to ask him some questions because I've wrote to David Davis and spoke to his secretary, wanting his support because he supports Lucy Letby, as we all know. And I felt that Robert Jenrick should be supporting me. And had he done so, Gillian might have been home by now, or most likely she would have been if this had been aired. Forget Lucy Letby's case, where we're talking about some expert, the doctor who said these crimes were committed, and one man's opinion. We've got CCTV evidence that proved that this was another crime. We've got a perjury report factually confirming that 6 people lied under oath in a Crown Court trial. And so I thought Robert Jenrick, in fact, I know Robert Jenrick should have been supporting us as his local constituents. So I went to that meeting to ask him how is it that David Davis supports Lucy Letby, yet you, Robert, won't support my wife, Gillian Leivers, when you know us.
Okay, so for the listeners, that explains that, and then you got promptly escorted out.
Yeah, well, I was assaulted, weren't I? Common assault. I've been told to put this over to the police, and I've got a crime number now.
Okay, I've got nothing to add really. I just thought I'd ask you and share with our listeners that have asked what it was all about. So thanks for your time, Ian, and I'll publish this. So it explains what you're doing that day. Evening, sorry.